Welcome to Olam News. I'm going to be teaching you a song today that has a very deep meaning, and many of you know it. And it goes like this. Kol haolam kulo. If you know it, please sing along with me. Gesher tzar meod, Gesher tzar meod, Gesher tzar meod. Kol haolam kulo, Gesher tzar meod, Gesher tzar meod. That song, the beginning of that song, which we will complete at the end of Olam News today, means the whole world is a narrow bridge. And the narrow bridge is a very slim bridge that people in general need to follow down that narrow bridge. And since the world is set on that narrow bridge, what that means is that the decisions we make must be within the boundaries of that bridge, or else we fall off the bridge, which is not a pleasant experience to fall off of a bridge. So that's pretty clear. The world is a narrow bridge. Now, what type of bridge are we talking about? We're talking about a bridge of guidelines that teach us this. If you go down this path, if you follow these instructions and you remain on that narrow bridge, you will be healthy. You will be protected from damage. So we have gone off of this bridge, and we're going to discuss a point that we've been discussing in past sessions of Olam News, and that is lung health. This world phenomenon of COVID-19 is resting in the lungs. The damage is being displayed in the lungs. And it comes, of course, through the mucous membranes. And as a nurse, I want to teach you, hopefully you will know this already, but be careful of where you place your hands. Touching one's cheek is not an issue. The issue is if you are a person who cannot keep your fingers out of your eyes, noses, mouth, mucous membranes, then you must wear gloves when you go into public areas. You must go with gloves when you leave your home in order to protect yourself. If you are able to protect yourself and your hands and control your hands, then you must keep your hands away from mucous membranes completely. The problem is if you go into 6 feet of somebody's domain, they can cough and a droplet of infected mucus, of saliva, can come in contact with somebody else's mucous membrane, and that is how this sickness is being transferred through the mucous membranes. So that is small in compared to what we're about to talk about. The source of this sickness is apparent that it comes from our use of our lungs. Like we discussed, I encourage you to look at my previous sessions of Olam News to truly understand what I'm about to say. But the sickness is being developed from a spiritual level within the lungs, and this spiritual level comes from us misusing our lungs. Now, how do we misuse our lungs? God forbid us. How does a person misuse their lungs? A person misuses their lungs by speaking negatively about others, by using a person's lungs for improper speech, for dirty language, four-letter words, lewd language, any type of language that is damaging, that comes into a dirty hemisphere, that is damaging to others or is of a dirty character, will be a misuse of the lungs. Now, I want to amp this up a little bit and elevate this discussion a little higher. Now, this may bother people, but if we want to truly fix the world, we need to start with ourselves. Now, the way we do this is we have to truly analyze where we have been with our lungs. Where have we come into contact with our lungs in the past? And we have to go back. We have to take our heads out of the sand like an ostrich who hides his head in the sand and truly face what has happened and what our habits have developed into. Because in order to break habits, we need to come in to reality of the situation first, and then take an energy that we have inside of ourselves and oppose that habit to at least the same strength as that habit in order to reverse that habit. So the thing I want to talk about is the battle of the world of Trump, President Trump, and the world. Now this already, wow, please do not say anything right now. This should not lead to a misuse of the lungs at this moment. Yes, you might have feelings, and those feelings are valid, but a use of our language is a different thing. Now, we have to be very careful the way we use our language, because when we talk, we are verbalizing our words towards others and creating a ripple effect. But the fact that we are using our lungs, are using our language for particularly negative speech, that already is a misuse of the lungs unless carefully utilized and particularly placed into the productive places, which is very hard to do. But if you do not verbalize these negative thoughts, these negative feelings, and you let them pass, and you say, wow, I understand, more now, then you can protect yourself from damaging yourself, and hopefully we can repair the world with this thought. We may not understand why things happen, but there is, like we've discussed, a generating force behind all outcomes in the world. The fact that a president of the past or of the present is a president that we may not understand, we may not agree with, that may oppose our cosmology, is disturbing to many. Now, that disturbance brings emotion. The emotion we have arise in ourselves daily from different encounters we have, from different things we hear, from different things we read, from all sorts of parts of life. Now, we have to control ourselves. The fact that there are boundaries to this language cause us to come back to the original point of this Olam News, and that is the world is a narrow bridge. When we use our language, yes, we can use our language in particular places to create positive outcomes, but there are boundaries to that bridge, and when we overstep our boundaries to that bridge, we know what's at the other side of that bridge is a cliff. And people, if they go off those rails of that bridge, they fall off the bridge and they fall off the cliff. This is a very widespread phenomenon right now. I'm being very careful with what I say because I know this subject is very sore to a lot of people. But this is a world-renowned phenomenon that we are experiencing of COVID-19. And this is obviously a deficiency that is being expressed in the lungs. Now we have to repair this immediately. This is a very dire matter. It's very emergent. And the way we can start is we can understand that starting from ourselves, yes, and this includes everybody, including President Trump, and with the deepest respect, there's nothing wrong with saying, starting here, that I made a mistake. I made a mistake. The greatest of kings was able to say, I made a mistake. And that taught the people to say, I made a mistake. Our language is so important, and it develops from our mind, our emotions, a combination, like we've discussed, of mind and soul and body. And we express our language with our lungs, through our vocal cords, and our thoughts are expressed in language. But the lungs, the body, has a very strong effect on this language. We need to stop the negative language. We need, when we hear something, to stop saying negative things about Donald Trump. We need to stop saying negative things about others, President Trump. We need to all start here, right now. And there's nothing wrong with saying, I made a mistake. There are good things in the world happening. There are treatments to this that are developing from our spiritual efforts. And this spiritual effort has to start right now. From us right now, including everyone needs to stop speaking negatively about others, speaking negatively about the president. And the president, with the deepest respect, needs to say, there's nothing wrong with saying I made a mistake. And we need to teach others. Say it. I made a mistake. And stop the negative language. Stop the negative publicity. Stop the slander. Stop using our lungs in the wrong way. And it needs to start with you, with us, now. And when we do this and we stop this negative language, we're going to continue to see, we're going to see the world is going to come back to good health. We're going to see the progress, and we're going to see it. And you're going to be thankful that I said this. And we're all going to do it together, and we're going to be thankful of each other. And we need to start appreciating each other and start only positive language. And remember, there's nothing wrong with saying, I made a mistake. We need to do it now. And if we don't do it now, the world is going to continue. And it may come to a certain point, but it's going to go back into a damaging place. So start it now and continue into the future and stop it in the future. Don't listen to others, and don't let them say it. If they say something, remind them this should not be said. And do not be influenced by others in this way, and fix the world now with yourself. You can do it. We can do it together. Thank you. Thank you, President Trump. Thank you, everybody, for taking note of this spiritual matter. And like I said, please review what I said in my previous Olam News to truly understand what I'm saying. It is a very serious matter, an urgent matter, but we can do this together. And we finish this song, Kol Haolam Kulo, to teach you what the end of this song teaches us. There is nothing wrong with being afraid. But this is what the song ends with. Kol haolam kulo, gesher tsar meod, gesher tsar meod, gesher tsar meod. Kol haolam kulo, gesher tsar meod, gesher tsar meod. The ikar, the main thing is והעיקר, lo לפחד, do not be afraid, lo לפחד כלל, והעיקר, lo לפחד כלל, do not be afraid at all. Because when we do the right thing, you will see it might be difficult at first. They might say, oh, I told you so. But in the end of the day, you are going to be blessed by Hashem, and no one can stop you when Hashem is protecting your actions. And the song continues, Lo לפחד, lo לפחד כלל, והעיקר, lo לפחד כלל, והעיקר, lo לפחד כלל, והעיקר, lo לפחד כלל. And we can do it together. Thank you for listening to Olam News. Please listen to this once, twice, and make it part of yourself. Let's do this. We can do this together, and we will see the fruits of our actions and our efforts together. Please. Thank you.